It's time for predictions. I'm going to be sharing with you guys what I think is going to happen in regards to these four topics: monetization in Diablo Immortal, release date of Diablo Immortal, the multiplayer experience inside of the game, and BlizzCon next year. What is up, my friends? My name is Echo and welcome back to the channel, where today we're tackling those four topics that you just heard me mention. I want you guys to know that these are all my predictions. Now, yes, I had the alpha. I played 80 to 100 hours within that alpha. That's actually some of the footage we're looking at right now of me on my Demon Hunter. And I also do talk to the developers and a lot of people within the community of Blizzard. But I want to stress right now that the answers that I'm giving you here are not answers that I heard from Blizzard. These are my predictions. So I'm not just telling you inside information that I may have, because to be honest with you guys, I don't have inside information. What we are told, we are allowed to share, and that's what I do here on the channel. But these are my predictions about four topics that are either, touchy or that people are really questioning a lot. So we're going to start off with release date of Diablo Immortal. Again, my predictions. So let's talk about announcement times, let's talk about beta, and let's talk about a full release. My predictions are as followed. We have BlizzCon Online coming in just a few weeks. I predict that at BlizzCon Online, or BlizzCon Online, we are going to hear the beta announcement, that there's going to be a beta coming, and I hope, and I'm predicting that they are going to launch a beta in June or July of this year, the latest I would say August. So basically this summer, I would guess, I'm predicting that we are going to have beta in hands. Now remember, with a beta, you usually have a beta which then rolls straight on into full release. So it's, in my opinion, from what I see from the past, usually a beta doesn't come and then get pulled away the way the alpha did and then come back. Obviously, this is Blizzard, they could do it differently, but I think in the summer, we're going to be getting the beta, and then I think that will be rolling into a global launch upon BlizzCon time period, when it typically is. So we're talking like November, December. I'm anticipating the game be fully released. So we're still looking at, as far as a global release, we're talking about a little less than a year from now, for when everyone can play the game without having to use VPNs and all that stuff, when it's just going to be accessible to everyone. I do think that there will be a lot of people included in the beta, which is going to, in my opinion, be this summer. But for the game to be widespread for everybody, I think that we're looking at the winter time of 2021. Again, just predictions, but we had four topics we're talking about today. Second one is, let's talk about multiplayer. I think that multiplayer, we saw a little bit of the PvP element of the game, and by multiplayer I mean the PvP multiplayer. I've been putting out a lot of videos really pushing my ideas of team deathmatch, strategy objective based things, free for all, battle royale modes inside of the game that drop everyone in even power. So if you have yourself crazy geared up inside of the game, that won't really be impacted or shown when you're doing these PvP elements of the game. It'll work on leaderboards, it'll work when you're playing through the campaign, through the open world, but not in PvP. Again, that's what I would like to see. This is what I've been telling Blizzard I'd like to see, and what I've been putting out in my content, what I'd like to see as far as PvP goes. But I think that multiplayer, we know that multiplayer is going to be expanded. We know that Blizzard loves the idea of multiplayer. They value and they know the value of multiplayer, that it's what keeps games alive. Multiplayer is the gift that keeps on giving, because you don't have to make new content for the game to have a new experience every time you play. Whereas if it's a campaign, you're always adding new heroes, you're always adding new gear, you're adding new dungeons, you're adding new rifts, and you're adding new stages, which is work that needs to be done by the development company. But with multiplayer, you could literally hop in for years doing the same things. Every once in a while they can throw you a new map or throw you a new hero, and you could just really enjoy that. It's much less work for a development company to support a multiplayer experience than a more typical open world campaign style experience. So we know Blizzard knows this. I mean, it's Blizzard, right? And I think that they are going to explore it. I'm not sure what the PvP is yet going to look like. I hope it looks different from what we saw in the alpha, which was just a quick event. It would be a pop-up event that happens every hour or so. You would basically go meet somewhere and you'd have a battle. I'm talking about a lobby where you say, I want to go into team deathmatch. It sets you up with a lobby. It's weighed out by your strength of your team. So I have two predictions here. First prediction is this. You're going to be able to go on in and choose your class. So if I were to choose the monk, then I would choose a couple of gear sets for the monk and maybe a couple of skills for the monk. And then boom, I'm ready to go. That's my loadout. Just like in Call of Duty Mobile or Call of Duty or any of those games, you choose your loadout and you go into battle. But all of these loadouts are going to be on the same level. So let's say everything that everyone has to choose from is a level 1 loadout. That's going to give everyone an even playing field no matter what class you choose. Then you go on in and you don't have to worry about any type of a matchmaking, balancing out who's stronger, who's not as strong type thing. Or if they decide to go in a different route, because Blizzard has mentioned in the past that they want you to feel that you're getting something when you spend money inside of the game. They don't want you to feel like you're just throwing away your money inside of the game and you get nothing for it. So let's say that they want to have people be able to use the gear that they have either paid for or grinded for inside of the game. If they want that, then there needs to be a balancing system so that when you are going into this, when you are jumping into a battle with other people, you're matched with people of like skill, of like strength. So you're not going against someone that's got nothing and you have everything. So it needs to have a proper balancing system. So we're going to see one of the two. And monetization is the hot topic. How is the game going to be monetized? We know there's going to be the battle pass. Probably the best thing they could do. Battle passes really do well for a game and they offer value to the consumer, to us that decide we want to purchase something inside of the game. Battle pass, that's an A+. We know that there's going to be customization options, so you could, buy different looking skins and things like that. A+, that's great too. You're going to have people that care about it and people that don't. The legendary crests, which can then be used in Elder Rifts to get legendary gems, is where everyone is now talking. They're saying this is a pay-to-win mechanic that if it's exploited the right way, it will be bad for gamers. Now, remind you, I don't need to get deep into this topic because we've talked about it before. I've had many videos talking about this, and I actually have a podcast that just came out yesterday. It's live on the channel if you want to check it out. It was episode 7 of the Immortal podcast where we discussed this topic. So if you want to hear more about that, go watch some of the older stuff. We don't need to dive into it right here, but I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. I really don't. It's only going to affect some top ladder players, but I think that they're going to add other monetization options inside of the game as well. Remember, you don't want to be spammed out with ads, with offers or anything like that. And if you were watching my experience, there was never an advertisement popping up, an offer popping up saying buy this now. None of that is in the game. It is a very clean anti-spam gaming experience where you're literally in there playing the game. You're not in there buying offers, denying offers, or having offers pop up in your face while you're trying to play, because that stuff, it's spammy inside of gaming, and it's like, it's cheap. And Blizzard's not going for that cheap approach. They want to have, an amazing game. They want to have tons of people playing this game, and that's not the way to do it. But they need to monetize. So I think that we're going to see more, especially if they bring the PvP the way that I'd like to see. The skins and the different frames you can get and the different banners you can get. Those things are really more valuable then, because when you win these matches, if you and your team win team deathmatch, you're there presenting yourself to the other team saying we just beat you, and all of your gear is decked out. So you're really getting to be able to show what you're all about. You get to show off a little bit. But in the regular co-op campaign, you're not really able to do that because no one's clicking on you. It's basically for you to enjoy yourself, so it offers less value. Are there other things that they can do inside of the game? Yeah, they can make you pay for slots inside of your pouch if you want them. I'll be honest with you though, in playing through level 45, I never felt that my satchel was just too small. You could always go and go to the blacksmith and trade stuff in. I think only one time in my 80 to 100 hours of playing did I have to drop things on the ground because I accidentally didn't visit the blacksmith when I was in West March and get rid of some stuff. So they could expand that slot. They're not going to. We already know 100% you will never have to pay for any stages, any events in the game or any new characters. So we know that the Demon Hunter, not the Demon Hunter, we know that the Necromancer and the Crusader are going to be there upon release. They're going to be free as well. Plus any other heroes, characters that you decide to bring to the game, it's all going to be free. Now, I'd like to see pets. I miss pets, mostly because I like how they just help me pick up gear, right? I wouldn't mind paying $5 for a pet. And I think pets should be in the game. And if you want a legendary pet, which in no way is going to help you battle, it's going to help you pick up loot. It's not going to be any better. It's just going to look cooler. You know, charge $50 for an amazing looking pet that's going to make everyone know that you're kind of cool. You got this pet running around after you. You're serious about the game. You spent $50 on that pet, but it's not going to make you better than anyone else. I'd like to see pets. Wings are cool. I know that a lot of people are into the Diablo wings, so you could bring that. Again, more cosmetic stuff. I love the idea of cosmetics. I don't mind the idea of the crests, as long as people that get the crests, that are able to get the gems more ranked up, aren't able to get to a position where they are in a spot that no one will ever be able to catch up to. As long as the free-to-play player can get there, then it's, in my opinion, pay to progress, not pay to win. Let's take Clash of Clans, for example, right? I work with Supercell. I'm the community manager for Space Station Gaming's Clash of Clans division. We have a competitive professional Clash of Clans esports team. And when an update comes and new content is there, those players all max out their accounts because they're playing to compete. They don't want to have their competitors maxed out and them down here. So all of these players that are serious about the game, when an update comes, it's time to open up the wallets, or for the organization to open up the wallets and to pay to get yourself on that level so you can compete, so you could be in the tournaments, so you could be in the events. So that's a pay to progress. And me, as someone that's not spending money in the game, I'll get there. It's just going to take me 2 months to get there, but I will be on their level. So as long as that's the mechanic, it's pay to progress, I'm fine with it. It doesn't bother me whatsoever. So we've talked about the release date. We talked about multiplayer, we talked about monetization, now BlizzCon or BlizzConline. We have BlizzConline coming in 3 or 4 weeks. I can't wait for it. I hope that it is amazing, and I'm just really excited for the event. I was at BlizzCon 2019, and it was one of the best experiences of my life as far as the gaming world has gone. This year, we're not having it because of the coronavirus and just the state of the world here in the US. So it's going to be online. Still going to be a great event, but it's definitely not going to be the same as being there in person, hanging out with all these friends that I've made in person. What's going to happen in 2021 when we're getting towards November and October, November, when it's BlizzCon time? These events, they take a long time to put together. BlizzCon, if you have never been there, is insanely massive. It must take them 8 months, 10 months to prepare, to plan BlizzCon. They're literally planning BlizzCon, preparing BlizzCon, having a month or 2 off, and preparing BlizzCon for the next year. It is an insanely large event that's well done. It's not like they just throw everybody in this mesh hall and then you're all like, did I say mesh hall? They don't just throw everyone in a room and say, here, this is what we're doing. It is, it's insane. So, do they have enough time to have a BlizzCon, an in-person BlizzCon, at the end of 2021 when we're going to be having the next BlizzCon after BlizzCon Online? And my thought is, especially because Blizzard is in California, and right now the coronavirus is really bad in California. Like, it's not one of the better places and one of the safer places to be. And to start planning it, they would probably begin planning it as soon as BlizzConline would end, if they wanted to have a BlizzCon next year in person. And I personally do not think that they would have the time to put together an in-person BlizzCon the way that we remember from all years past. So again, we're having predictions here. My prediction is that next year, it's going to be another online BlizzCon experience, which is BlizzCon Online this year, or BlizzConline this year, and BlizzConline next year as well. Because, I mean, we don't even have vaccines yet, guys. Some people are just starting to get vaccine. There's 2 stages of it, and there's like multiple stages of when people can actually get it. People that sign up for vaccinations are already getting turned down because they've run out. So we are in no position right now to have people planning an event that costs tons of money with the risk of it actually not happening because coronavirus is not under control. That's 4 predictions for you. These are predictions. They could be wrong. but they could also be right. And you guys should let me know which ones you agree with, what your opinions are on them. As you know, I'm always in the comments and on my Discord, to chat it up with you guys. With that being said, I have a Discord server. If you haven't made your way over there, I'll be linking it as the pinned comment down below. Basically, Discord is a chat community that I've built where I'm bringing together all the people that watch my videos across all 3 of my channels. So my Clash of Clans channel, my Brawl Stars channel, and right here, my Diablo Immortal channel. We come together to game together, to discuss these games, and to really build a community. And that's the best thing that I've done so far here with Diablo Immortal, is build a community with you guys. It's my favorite thing that so far has happened with the whole Diablo Immortal experience. We have a positive community here for a game that did not always have so much positivity surrounded around it. So thank you guys for that. But again, I'm long-windedly saying, come join the server. We're hanging out over there. I'm also live streaming a couple of times a week. I'm going to be linking my Twitch down below as well in that pinned comment. If you want to see me live, chat it up. Sometimes we look over some footage and talk Diablo Immortal, even though we don't have the game. That may be what I do next week. That'll be fun. But I'm out of here for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and check out some of my other stuff before you go. Be good.